Welcome to the Deasy Show. My name is Andrew. I'm flying solo today, so let's get into it. I thought what I'd do is a bit of a Deasy Reacts video because I saw a mean, judgmental bitch post a something on Instagram, and of course, as you'd expect, I immediately had a bit of a crush on her, and I thought I should share her with the world. So let's have a look at this. Someone named Brooke.
Best way to treat yourself on the weekend is to stop treating yourself like garbage. Confidence tastes better than anything in your pantry. That Oreo might hit for 2 seconds, but as soon as the chewing stops, reality hits harder. You keep thinking, once I'm there, I'll act like it. No, babe. Act like it to get there. You don't wake up skinny one day and then suddenly stop inhaling cookies. You stop inhaling cookies, and that's how you get there. You need to act skinny now. You like the version of you that you're trying to become. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. You think hot girls leap out of bed excited to eat kale for lunch today? No, they don't. They like the mirror more than they like the muffin. How would you treat yourself if you already had the perfect body? Did you ruin it for some Oreos? Oh, but it's the weekend. Okay, and calories don't clock out on Friday. You don't need a little treat to celebrate the day of the week. That treat might look good on the shelf. It's not going to look good on your thighs. Instead of treating yourself with food like you're a dog, ask yourself, would a supermodel eat this? I deserve it. You're right. You deserve to feel hot, confident, and proud of every choice you made. You've been giving loyalty to the wrong habits. Time to give it to yourself. You are worth the commitment. Oh, but I treat myself on the weekend. Okay, sure. Eat it. Enjoy it. I'm sure you'll still be enjoying it on Monday when your jeans don't fit. Discipline now equals walking into Monday hot. Sooner you decide, the sooner you get there. No little treat. We're trading the hottest version of you. Remember that this weekend.
So, this is another one of those situations where, you can call her all sorts of names, but you can't call her wrong. So the thrust of the message is correct. It's accurate. And I was even trying to be contrarian, trying to sort of pick a problem with what she says. And it would be, the only angle I could come up with is, hey, we have flexible dieting now. You can eat some cookies and hit your macros and achieve your body composition goals. But the thing is, she kind of covers that because she refers to inhaling cookies, which means you're not tracking your macros. You're not putting cookies into your diet as a part of an effective means of food portion control. You're eating out of control. And ultimately, that's the issue for a lot of people. And the reason that people are going to get annoyed at her is probably mostly the use of the word skinny. So this ties in, and I've got another person as well to have a look at. This ties in with a broader cultural change in the zeitgeist that we're experiencing right now. Because we've just come out of a woke tyranny for about 10 years, where a lot of people collectively agreed that words are magical. And it's like we're witches and we're casting spells or something. If I say something but use this word, boom, that's it. Conversation over. You are now invalidated. Or I could accuse you of being insert magic word here, and then that's it. Because I've called you this word, you're now unpersoned and not worthy of talking to or listening from, being heard from, ever again. And so skinny is one of those words. And I think skinny was one of the first magical words, actually, because it's sort of an 80s, 90s thing. Up until then, it was kind of a goal to be skinny. And then only around 80s and 90s did we decide that the word skinny has a negative connotation. Like that's a bad word, and people will roll their eyes, etc. And what is the definition of it? Really? Because if you're being objective, if you're a woman and you're not overweight, you're going to be skinny. Like you're a small animal. That's it. You can get a woman into the gym, unless you put her on a boatload of steroids, she can get massively strong and grow a massive amount of muscle subjectively, and she's still basically a skinny little animal. The word itself doesn't have any magical power. It's a reasonably accurate description of the goal, okay? It's just that we put all these connotations on it because now, and for the last probably 20, 30 years, the word skinny is associated with being weak or an eating disorder or vanity or, whatever. There's all of these negative connotations on what is really a pretty straightforward, simple word. And so the reason she's going to get a lot of attention, and probably already has for this, is because she's using one of these taboo magical words and like owning it. And you just see this happening over and over and over again, especially in the political realm, but it's leaking into the fitness world, and it'll probably leak into everything. And it's this great change of just coming back to reality, being less precious, not worrying about people's feelings so much, and just sort of getting back to the facts. Because fundamentally, it's a positive message. It's a good message. And just as I'm rambling on, I'm realizing all of these girls are copying Andrew Tate. This is like an Andrew Tate effect, where it's, hey, don't be a lazy loser, have some self-respect, do shit that actually is going to push you forward in life, and then just wrapping it up with a bunch of insults and things. And to an extent, I've kind of been doing this for years, but probably not in such an aggressive, inflammatory manner. But I do try to shake things up. I do try to transgress against people's feelings and break some taboos to try and change the thinking, because the magical power of this spell work, of these magical words, it does actually create realities in people's minds. Next video.
Need to remember that the average person is poor, broke, and fat. Like 99% of the world is completely miserable, and they will try to drag you down to their level, because people only want to help you and cheer you on to a point that you're as good as them but never better than them. The next time you're thinking about making an opportunity that will genuinely change your life, getting fit, making money, learning a new skill set, getting a mentor, people will they'll on you. This is literally the sign that you are going to do better than them, and you're on the brink of not being normal. I'm a millionaire and I'm 24 years old and I get shit on constantly. Why are you posting content? It's so cringy. Why are you sitting on your couch scrolling and eating potato chips? Why do you work out twice a day and only eat really chicken and rice? That's so boring. I can never do that. I love food too much. Because I don't want to look like you. Why did you go to school and get a fancy honors finance degree and a full-on master's degree just to make a career in sales? Because my fancy sales job makes more per month than you do per year. If you don't want to be the same as everybody else around you, you have to do different things. And people will drag you down on the way. They'll make you feel stupid. They'll make you feel different. They'll say that you're doing things that are just like too much. In reality, this is literally the biggest indicator that you are doing something right. So keep being a bad.
Once again, what color's your Bugatti? It's female Andrew Tate, and it's just popping up everywhere. And I think it's good. I think it's great. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's get real. So those are the ones that I wanted to share. And then I put the call out for people to send me stuff. And of course, now it's not queued up. And the people responded. So let's see what people have sent.
People respect you more when you're in shape. You don't like hearing that? Too bad. You don't have to like it, but you can't deny it. No amount of money or status can fake that. You can rent the car, buy the suit, wear the watch, but you can't buy the body. You have to earn it every day. And before you say, but I'm busy, everyone's busy. Before you say, but it's hard, exactly. That's why it earns respect. A fit body is a walking billboard for discipline, control, and follow through. An unfit body is a billboard too. It just says, I quit when it gets hard. I let myself slide. I don't value myself enough to protect what's mine. Harsh? Yes, but you thought it about other people. You don't like hearing it about you. And whether you like it or not, people notice. They make silent judgments. They decide if you're someone to follow or someone to ignore. Because if you can't master yourself, why should anyone trust you to lead, build, and protect anything else?
Once again. So I've never seen that before, but it's the same theme, isn't it? And once again, she's correct. I would say that the whole people are judging you thing, I think a lot of people are judging you and they don't realize that they're judging you. She's right. We will size each other up, but I think it happens automatically. instinctively. We don't consciously make judgments about we don't like go around, unless you're a psychopath, you don't go around ranking the goodness and badness of people around you. But we take in the information, and the subconscious just does whatever it does with that. And if you walk into a room and you're lean and jacked, everyone notices, everyone treats you differently, and people will definitely take you more seriously, for sure. I have seen in the business world, some guys say, if you're fat, I'm not hiring you. Like they're actually consciously saying this stuff out loud. I think that's the exception, not the rule. But the rule is, yeah, the world treats you better if you show up better to the world.
This is Quick Minutes, and I'm obsessed with it. Why? Because it makes me feel really good right away. I don't have any other routine in my day of all the things that I do to maintain myself that bring me such joy. From my head to my toe joy. I become connected to myself. I become awake, present. I feel like I'm dancing. I feel my body. I feel my joints. I feel my muscles, my circulation. I feel like I am pushing out detox, stress, inflammation, things I don't want, negativity, complaints. And that's why I do it every day. It's my reset. It's my energy boost. It's me coming home to all things that are positive and joyful. And that's why I do it. This is the 9-minute version. I also have to do the full one, which is 15 minutes. So it's customizable. You can make it however you want. And I love it. And I think that's why it's becoming so popular. We all just want to feel really good every day. And this works.
Oh, who sent me that, you bastard? I think that was Teresa. Okay, we've just flip-flopped massively, haven't we? We've gone from harsh reality checks to flop around fitness is what I call this. And this is a whole other lane of the internet with this weird, breathy ASMR voice, which is just creepy as fuck, by the way. Give me the judgmental bitch who tells me to stop being a lazy piece of shit. I definitely prefer that. It's probably a personality type thing, but yeah, my God. What we need to do is focus on our feelings and how we feel, and if we do this and feel different, then we've actually changed something. There's probably something to that, you know, meditation, etc., so on and so forth. But what if you're feeling shit because you're out of shape? Like you're an animal that's evolved to struggle against the natural environment to survive, and now you've been planted 10,000 years in the future where there is no struggle to survive. There's an abundance of calories, so you've eaten too many of them, and your body hasn't moved, and you're like a panda in captivity that won't breed or something because you are living such an artificial life. Everything is dysfunctional and dysphoric. Maybe you just need to do some hard shit. Like do something properly hard that will also help you feel better, right? So this is something that I struggle to get people to change their heads around. What she's talking about is, you know, I do this thing. This is my thing. Right? And once you get into exercise, you'll have your thing. And doing your thing makes you feel better. Fact. But my point is you could do something, make it your thing, feel better, and also be effective, i.e. grow muscle mass, improve longevity, increase your bone density, look a lot better, etc., etc. And people will take this breathy ASMR creepy person seriously because she's ripped, like she's in good shape. And the thing is, if people want to believe bullshit, and oh my God, don't they want to believe bullshit, they will think that there's some correlation between waving your arms around and looking the way she does. There isn't. That physique that she just demonstrated is an example of excellent food portion control because she's lean as fuck. She might actually be leaner than is healthy for a lot of women. You know, there's going to be sort of different, in bodybuilding we call it body fat set points. There seems to be sort of a level where you can get leaner to a point, and then after that, you actually start to feel worse. You start to perform more poorly. we go all the way to the stage and get absolutely shredded, but at some stage in comp prep, there's kind of a step change in the performance decrement and how much more you suffer, etc. And we kind of refer to that as a body fat set point. So you can be lean and healthy, and it's kind of great, and you're a clean burning machine, and then after that point, it starts to become a bit of a struggle. I think a lot of women would not have good hormonal levels and feel good, etc., at her level of body fat. She probably does. I mean, I hope so, and that's fine. But all of that notwithstanding, waving your arms around is not going to make you look like her. Listening to the nasty judgmental bitches that I've shared earlier, their advice is going to get you much closer.
1 calorie is equal to $1. Hamburger has 300, French fries 300, drink has 150, and donut $250. What are we gonna do with this money, bruh? We spend it inside the body, right? Alright, and in the body they go. Welcome, my dear friends. We are the digestive system. Don't be afraid, come closer. Be careful, these guys wanna take our money. Nah, bro, we only interested in digestion. Exactly, we never take no money from no one. Well, that sounds legit to me. Ha! Fast food are dumb. Alrighty, blood. We managed to get out with $1,000. Alright, that's cool. And how much I owe you then? That'll be 150. Base price plus digestion. Alright, here you go. Thank you, bro. See ya. And blood goes on to deliver salaries through the whole body. What up, Hot? How much will it be? That'll be 50. There you go. That'll be 50 for each one of us. Wow, that oxygen went up or what? Gonna be 50 per kidney, please. Alright. You owe me 50. Here, Bladder, good job. That is 50 for me. Good, brother, this for you. That's 50 for me and 50 for my brother. But I'm the one doing all the work. How's that? How much for you, boss? Give me 100 and I'll be fine. Talk to me, Muscle. How much for you? We've been sitting all day, so it's only 100 this time. Okay, you've been paid. Alright, let's see how much we got left. $200. That will go straight in the bank. And how much did you want to deposit today? That will be 200 calories in the triglycerides account, please. Alright, the fat will be reflected in the belly from 24 to 36 hours. Thank you, come again. The next day... Hello? Well, none other than salmon, quinoa, asparagus, and avocado. You don't need to be afraid, come closer. Alright, we came out with $1,000, but all that fiber will make it more expensive, papi. Will be $300. Jesus, give me a break, man. Blood goes on his usual salary round, but this time, Muscle says a different amount. Yeah, we went for a 20-minute run, so I need to recover. This time it'll be $350. Damn, I don't have enough, brother. I'm going to the bank real quick. Wait for me here, okay? Hello there, I need to borrow 200 calories, please. And why does it need to be from the belly? Can you not take it out of the legs or something? Oh, that is empty, bro. It needs to be from here. Oh my god, I'm just gonna give it to you so you don't cry. Here's your thing, Muscle. There you go. We're settled. Wow, delicious. Now I'm ready for round 2. Well, that's how the fat market works. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down.
Who sent that? Carrie. Of course Carrie sent that. That, I think, is a depiction of the inside of Kerry's mind. I think we just all had a little insight there. I think that's what it actually looks like in there. That's creepy and weird. But again, accurate. I can't call it wrong. And it's, I don't know, it was a little depressing that something like that probably is required to get people to understand how it works, but that is how it works. There was the thermic effect of food in there. That was the first 150 calories. And then, of course, there was the, which then turned into 300 calories because it was changing the fiber content, increased the digestive load. And then, of course, the exercise-induced calorie expenditure. So, yeah, it's all there. What it didn't have was protein, but really, I mean, that's not the point. The point is calories in, calories out. And so what it depicts there is accurate. I guess I shouldn't be so negative. Maybe all kids should watch that. Like, I've said for years, why don't we have a course on macronutrition, on calories in, calories out, what the 3 macronutrients are, what fiber does, etc., in high school biology? If we're going to be imprisoning kids for 13 years. Why not just a few weeks on, hey, this is how your biological machine operates, and this is how it metabolizes the fuel, and this is what it does with it, etc. Wouldn't be a bad idea, because so many people are reaching adulthood with no idea, and they need this creepy cartoon to explain it to them. Okay, this is a post. Someone's given me a photograph. Alexis Black, the man pretending to be a woman who invaded the female locker room at Gold's Gym, is reportedly a convicted criminal. He has multiple arrests for drug trafficking and domestic abuse. Fun. Okay. It's always the ones you least expect, eh? It's not really a video reaction, is it? More flop around fitness from Crystal. When your white friend invited you to the gym. Oh, God. I don't have sound. That's got to be a piss take. That can't be real. That can't be real. Let me watch it again.
Really works the back.
And it is fair to be racist. Only white people would do this shit. Actually, no, Asians do some crazy shit too. It must be the presence of Neanderthal DNA in the organism that makes this a good idea. But surely that's got to be a piss take. That can't be real. But flop around fitness is a scourge. It's not going anywhere. It just changes forms over time. Next one, not now. Andrew Locke, RIP, a very clever Australian man. How long is this video? It's very bloody long. This is not a good video reacts video. Yeah, that's not fulfilling the brief. Who did that? Janine. Of course it was Janine. All right. Yes. Insta thoughts. Bless. So of course there's Insta thottery, and if you're in Canggu, there's just real 3D thottery going on in gyms everywhere. But if you do that, clearly that's just for internet virality, and it worked. So now not only are people watching and laughing, other people are making their parody versions of it to watch and laugh. It's all about attention. We have an attention economy. You can't sell anyone anything if they don't know who you are, so the first job is to be seen. And that's something that I try to explain to my clients all the time. When you see the most popular people, let's say in the fitness realm on social media, how did they do that? How did they become so popular? Are they the best at knowledge? Are they the best at explaining things? Or are they the best at getting attention? And in order to stand out, you must be different by definition. No one's going to look at the same thing again. You need to come up with something new. And if we've got this whole health and fitness, body composition thing worked out pretty well after 100 years of trying or so, there's not that much new to say. There's not going to be anything revolutionary or wildly revelatory, okay? So what you have to do is pull your pants around your ankles and do the same shit, or something dumb, something silly, so that you get attention. So the people who do something dumb or silly or nonsensical, outrageous and outlandish, they're the people who are going to get attention, and then they become the experts because everyone's looking at them. That's how the University of Instagram works. Okay, lots of small text. Have to hit pause. Breaking news. Ozempic creators hit with $2 billion lawsuit after thousands of people go blind, face stomach paralysis, intestinal blockages, gallbladder disease, pancreatitis, and or kidney damage. When this doesn't surprise you, because if you look at the black box warning on the insert, I assume it has all of those things. It's a bit blurry, or maybe my eyes are a bit blurry. But yeah. It's kind of like the mRNA injections. It's like, yeah, of course it gives you myocarditis. What's the saying? There's no such thing as a free lunch. We all knew that, like instinctively, just from like street smarts, we had to know that these semaglutide injections would come with side effects. There's anything that is miraculously powerful. You put a miraculously powerful drug into your body, then it's going to have unintended consequences. It's going to have side effects. And I assume, so I really haven't looked into it that much, but I assume there's some sensible amount that you're supposed to take, and then the risk is moderated. Probably it's still going to be 1 in 10,000 people or 1 in 100,000 people who use this stuff as intended. Something goes wrong. Actuaries work this stuff out and go, right, well, for every 10,000 customers we have, we're going to have to pay compensation to a certain number of them because we know we're going to break a few people, but the benefits for the rest is going to be worth it and the profit works out, blah, blah, blah. I imagine that's a thing. And the other thing I imagine is when people go, wow, inject stuff, get skinny. I have an idea. And then, of course, they're going to inject and inject and inject, and then they're going to go blind and get pancreatitis and stomach paralysis and all the other things. So, again, like the video said, is anybody really surprised? What did I just say about the earlier video? We've got this shit worked out. There's not going to be anything revolutionary happening. It's not coming. The one weird trick, the miracle pill, the thing that gets you all the results with none of the effort, it's not come. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. Stop looking for the free lunch. Listen to the nasty judgmental bitches who I started with and just do the work. Is it this one?
Honey, have you been going to the gym lately?
No, I'm doing military calisthenics, 15 minutes a day.
Wow, you look incredible.
If you're over 40 and haven't exercised in years, you can't just hit the gym 3 times a week and expect results. It doesn't work that way. Most likely you've got a marriage belly and thin arms, and so lifting weights will only put muscle under fat, and the look won't be what you dream of. If you want a toned, feminine body, you need to burn fat and build muscle at the same time. The solution? Military calisthenics. Do it every morning, and in just 1 month, you'll be shocked by your transformation. No fluff, no equipment, just 15 minutes a day. The intensity melts calories, the body weight moves build real strength. How to start?
Is this going to end soon?
Download the app and follow along.
Of course it's an app. God damn. So this is advanced flop around fitness. There's a bunch of themes here. The goddamn AI advertisements. Are we sick of it yet? What else I'm sick of is the obvious AI chat GPT text. The captions for everything is written by AI now. And it sounds like the entire internet is using the same robot voice. It drives me insane. I called someone on it. I think it was someone famous, actually. Can we please stop with the chat GPT written captions? And then she said, oh, do you really think chat GPT wrote this? I went, yes. Yeah, I'm certain. Stop, please. Calisthenics. Now, yeah, we've got to separate this. There's the annoying AI advertising. The funniest ones I've seen is when there's like an AI graying hair Asian dude who's unbelievably jacked, like getting ready for Mr. Olympia, shirtless for some reason, doing a TED talk about how aggressive Tai Chi for men over 50 or something is how you look like a bodybuilder. Yeah, obviously that's gibberish, what the AI robot just said. God, it's just so disappointing. Calisthenics itself, great. Fine. Because what you're doing is resistance training, okay? So what do I say you need to do? You need to have an effective means of food portion control and progressive overload resistance training. Progressive overload resistance training could be calisthenics. It's just very difficult to achieve because progression is hard because you tend to, you're using your body weight as resistance. which means there's probably like an easy, medium, and hard way to do an exercise where you're using greater proportions of your body weight. So it is not very well incremented. Whereas if you go and struggle against an external resistance like a barbell, you can put a tiny little bit more resistance on each week and have a smooth progression where you increase your strength. Whereas if you start at 300 pounds, you're like, best way to train your back is to do chin-ups, and you can't do chin-ups because you're 300 pounds. Calisthenics is not a very good way to get there. The reverse is not true, which is why I say strength training is like one way compatible with everything else. If you start weak and 300 pounds, and then you practice your effective food portion control, and then you start doing lat pull downs, and you get your lat pull downs up to 200 pounds and your body weight down to 200 pounds, then you can do chin-ups. Look, you're doing calisthenics without ever doing calisthenics. And that's what, when you see the real people really doing calisthenics, what they're doing is displaying the physical prowess they have. And this is another marketing trick that the fitness industry uses. You see the finished product, and then the finished product can do insert crazy flippy dippy shit here, your muscle ups or whatever. But the reason that they're doing a muscle up is because they have the physique capable of doing it. Your brain, and this is what is being suggested to you, your brain inverts that and says, if I do flippy spinny shit, I'll get the physique. No, the cause and effect is around the wrong way.
Go to the gym do not post their physique so that they can like seduce you. They're posting it in the same way that somebody would post an art project that they spent literal months on. Do you know how hard it is to build a physique from being fat to being muscular? And do you know how good it feels to look at that? Not from attracted to me now, I'm the most attractive person of all time, but from just being proud. Number one thing about having a muscular body is when you look at your muscular body, you're not thinking, oh my god, this is so sexy, everybody's gonna be attracted to it. You're thinking like, wow, I built that brick from brick. Like, I can see muscles that I've never seen before. And like that feeling of being proud, like when I'm posting like my biceps or like my abs, I am not thinking like, oh, I want everybody to be jealous of me because my body looks so sexy. I see my body as like a blank canvas that I have created things onto. I'm not seeing it as like a vessel for seduction. That's why I hate it when people are like, oh, gym girls are always posting their glutes and like that's all they care about is their butt. Like, bro, if you had your ass so flat and then you made it into something, that's amazing. Like, dude, you just invented your own BBL. You created your own BBL. Why would they not post it? Also, my steak is too juicy. Like, oh, God forbid. But yeah, like, when I'm posting my muscles, it is not a thirst trap. I mean, it depends.
I like a little it depends at the end there. She's got pink hair, so I believe her. Generally, if it was any other woman, I'd say, no, it's a thirst trap. But no, I'm joking. It's she's correct. Once again, I've got to agree with this person. It's an art project, and it is something that you've suffered for. It's something you've sacrificed for. It's something you've worked on. It really is like you've created your own BBL, let's say. It is alchemy. This is real magic. You've got an idea in your mind, and then through the sheer force of your will and application of effort over time, you manifest matter into the 3D realm. When you do that on your own body, it's amazing. It is really, really cool, and you're proud of it, and you want to show it off and celebrate it. It's not necessarily a thirst trap. Just so happens that when you do progressive overload resistance training properly and you nail your effective food portion control, you do end up hot as fuck. That's not your fault.
I ask people who are really fit what they do for their workouts.
Okay, I usually run 5 times a week, and then I try to do strength training 2 to 3
Why aren't you asking what she does for her eyebrows?
times a week. You have to be strong to be a fast runner, and I think people forget about that.
What are your strongest lifts when you're in the gym?
Oh, I feel like leg days.
You have to be strong to be a fast runner. If you're talking about sprinting, absolutely. Do you know how goddamn strong like Olympic sprinters are? It's wild. And then you look at the power to weight ratio. It's fucking enormous. If you're a fast at a marathon, how strong are you?
I don't even know. I like to do like high rep lightweight sometimes.
What about supplements? What do you each take?
Always creatine.
What did you eat before the race today?
So many Uncrustables. I think yesterday both of us each had around 8 or 9 Uncrustable sandwiches. Neither of us drink alcohol.
No.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22. I'm 25.
Count as body by mark.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good for them. Isn't that wonderful to see young people caring about what they eat, taking creatine, hitting the gym, going for a run, being healthy? There seems to be a split in society. People are getting more and more into caring about their health and fitness at a younger and younger age, learning more about it, getting more serious, or they're doing that my 600-pound life thing and it's getting worse and worse and worse. No one's normal anymore. Like, to find someone normal, you have to go to France or something. I don't know where the normal people are. Everyone's either looking after themselves and being an extremist, a health freak, or just totally letting themselves go. And there just doesn't seem to be much middle ground. But good for them.
A lot of modern women have become so obnoxious it's almost like satire. Narcissism is like a badge of honor. The more abrasive, the more selfish, the more hypocritical, the more empowered. She wants you to be tall, rich, jacked, stylish, and smooth. But if you want a woman that's in shape, suddenly you're fat shamed. She says she deserves a traditional man to lead, protect, provide. But if a man says he wants a traditional woman who will cook and clean, he's part of the toxic patriarchy. She wants you to pay for dinner, the wedding, vacation, the house, basically her entire lifestyle. But when the divorce hits, she wants half of everything. She tells you she's an independent queen. I don't need no man. But the second the Wi-Fi goes out or her tire blows, guess who she's calling? Not her crystals. She wants a man who's ambitious and grinding, and yet he's free 24/7 to cuddle, to listen, to take her on trips. She wants you to treat her like a princess. Bro, the second you put her on a pedestal, don't be surprised when she starts looking down on you from the throne. Here's the truth. Women are allowed and encouraged to have preferences, but men are shamed for having standards. That's the double standard nobody wants to talk about. And fellas, if you're walking around with rose-colored glasses on, you will miss all of the red flags. So brudda, take the glasses off. Any woman flashing these warning signs is not ready for a serious relationship. She's ready to be bred out of the gene pool. Leave her where you found her and let the cats deal with it.
Oh, that finished so well. Yeah, what an interesting one. The hypocrisy element, obviously there was a lot in that. Quick summary for you Zoomers out there. No Zoomers are watching me. No young people listen to me. But yeah, Zoomers have asked, and the answer is yes. Being a millennial in terms of dealing with the opposite sex is like getting the last chopper out of Vietnam. Because after the millennial generation, things went to shit real bad. It's funny that, when I was a kid, the boomers would all have this delusional idea that everything's better for us when we were young, right? I remember when I was young, it was the best days of my life, blah, blah, you're so lucky. Meanwhile, we're all listening to Silverchair and Pearl Jam and Nirvana and songs about suicide and stuff. Everything's grunge and miserable. Like, we're clearly not having the same experience as young people as that boomers had. There's a big difference. And that difference has happened again. It's happened faster, and it's happened to an even greater extent. Just having a look at sort of the content, what did he say? Obnoxious, narcissistic women online. Yeah, I know what he's talking about, and it is awful. It's like, so that boomer advice, like an old guy would have given me, find a nice girl, settle down and get married. It definitely worked. Kind of like the go to university, get a degree, and then you'll get a good job and stuff. Yeah, that worked for boomers, and they handed that advice down to Gen X and sort of older millennials, and by and large, it was still correct. Now that kind of template doesn't work. Like, find a nice girl and settle down. Good luck. Like 10%. Something like, if you have a look at the USA, 70% of young women are overweight or obese. 10% of them are currently on OnlyFans. Between the ages of 18 and 24, in that cohort, 10% of them are currently. So at a particular point in time. But that's a 6-year spread. So it's 10% right now, but that doesn't include people who had it 3 years ago but don't have it now, or don't have it now but will have it before they turn 24. So it's like literally more than 10% of young women are online prostitutes. 70% of them are overweight or obese. And culturally, they are celebrated for being as narcissistic and obnoxious as possible. Holy shit. There's no way in hell I would do that old man boomer thing and go, oh, you've got it easy. You're living the best days of your life, young fella. Like, no, the guys are in trouble. And this guy is handing out good advice. Like, pay attention to these red flags. There's a lot of problems there. In terms of the hypocrisy thing, I think that's kind of natural. And because everyone wants impossible things, right? They want this character trait and these attributes in a person, but at the same time they want these character traits and attributes. And the fact is, this kind of person is not this kind of person. They're trying to sort of build a fantasy perfect person, which doesn't make any sense. Like, in reality, the guys who are like this are also not the guys who are like this. They're sort of two different kinds of guys. But you would like to, build a man and him be a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of that and whatever. I don't think that's actually hypocritical. It's just a bit delusional. And I don't see a problem with that either. I think start with your ideal, start with your fantasy, and then get real. Temper that idealized version of what you want with reality, which is the same thing I say in health and fitness, because people will often come in with goals that are too low. Because they've been so beaten down, they won't even allow themselves, they won't dare to dream of what's possible. And it's kind of a fun exercise to go, well, if I could just click my fingers and then you have anybody you want, what would it be like? Well, let's start there. And then we can go, well, you're not going to be a 5'11" supermodel because you're 5'1". So we'll just scratch that part and just work backwards in terms of eliminating those things that are actually delusional. And then you end up with a goal that is realistic, but also aspirational and, something that gets you excited and motivated to actually chase. And then we know how to make it happen. So if you just apply yourself for a few years, you can. Now, that's all within your own body. When you're talking about somebody else, I want this person to have these impossible, conflicting attributes. Well, ladies, you've got the choice. You can have standards which eliminate 99.99% of all men, or you can alter those standards. And it seems like more and more women are choosing delusion. They're just choosing to remain single. Like, I want this fantasy person who either doesn't exist or it's literally Henry Cavill and nobody else. If I can't have Henry Cavill, I'll just stay single. That seems to be the way the world is going. But the hypocrisy itself. Oh, and the other part of hypocrisy is, I'm a worthless piece of shit, but I want to be with an amazing person. I don't think that's hypocritical. Okay? Again, it's just delusional, right? So every homeless, bum guy in the street wants to be with a supermodel. That's not hypocrisy. It's just delusion. And that's the thing that young women aren't getting, is that they don't know that through their own choices and their own attitudes, they have the sexual market value of a homeless bum in the street. And there's a huge, brutal backlash going on that it appears a lot of young women are just not listening to at all. They're like, nope, I'm still perfect. I'm worth it. I know my worth and I know what I want. Zoomers and beyond, it's a mess. The boomer generation kind of destroyed Western civilization, and Gen X and millennials didn't do anything to stop it. Sorry, guys. You're screwed. I don't know what to say. But yeah, that's funny, and I like that guy. especially the way it ended. All right, so there's a collection of very random videos that I tried to at least scrape together into a health and fitness theme. Let me know if you're interested in seeing more reacts, and definitely send me more stuff to react to. Make them short, not a 1 hour documentary from Andrew Locke, or a bizarre montage with lots of little text about Israel and stuff. But a short video, particularly if it's funny, particularly if it's groan-inducing or inspirational and enlightening, whatever. Send me some stuff. Anyway, that's all for this week. And if you're looking for unvarnished, no bullshit advice, kind of like those nasty judgmental ladies that I shared at the start, who are a lot of fun, hit the links below. I'll see you next week.